Hey, this is Mike from the One Stop Co-op Shop, bringing you another Kickstarter preview playthrough. This one is Soldiers in Postmen's Uniforms, which is the third title in David Thompson's Valiant Defenders series, published by Danverson Games. I previously covered the other two titles in the series, Castle Itter and the original Pavlov's House, and it's one of my favorites for a tactical yet accessible wargame series. So this one is coming to Kickstarter, and I'm going to walk you through kind of the basics of play and then jump right in instead of going through all the setup and rules. You'll see how things work as we go. So first of all, I've zoomed out to try to show you the whole board. It's really big. So everything you're seeing here is an early prototype and is subject to change. The board is just a bunch of little pieces put together. And these tokens will look different as well. They left off the borders, which would make them pop a little bit more, so sorry if they're a bit hard to see. And to quickly explain the basics of what you're seeing, you basically have two halves to the board. This side shows the Germans advancing. This is based on early in World War II, when German soldiers attacked a post office in Danzig, Poland. So they're coming to attack from multiple directions. It's going to change as the game progresses. But in general terms, they move along these tracks until they actually come into the post office, which is on the right, and start attacking people. And you also have these support space squares that'll have heavy machine guns and artillery and other stuff come down. On the right side, we've got a representation of the post office and its defenders. You see a whole bunch of tokens representing those defenders. And they have a lot of equipment, ammunition, grenades, different types of rifles. And the basic idea of this game is to just survive as long as you can. You can potentially go through 3 waves if you make it that far, and some of you can try to escape before, historically, the Germans just burned down the entire building, killing lots of innocent people inside. But let's jump right into the playthrough and explain how things work. So in the morning of the attack, the German attackers basically only came from the rear and side of the building. They switched to the front for the rest of the attack throughout the day. And that means only these 3 tracks are active. 1 to 2, 3 to 4, and 5 to 6. You'll see I started with a rifleman on each space. They have an attack stat, a 1 in this case, which won't matter unless they get inside the building, and a defense stat, a 4, which is what I need to roll on d6s to defeat them. And the attack happened in 3 different stages, generally, and you have a different deck of cards for each one. So I've randomly shuffled this one, and how each turn begins is with me drawing 5 cards, one at a time, and resolving them to put down more German soldiers, support units, and other effects like that. So first we're getting one of the most basic cards, a rifleman card. You'll see which attack it's linked to up here in the upper left. And it says down here, roll and place on a 1 to 6. The reason for that is in later attacks, we'll place on a 7 through 12, so they'll have a special die with 7 to 12 on it, but for now we're just using a regular d6 and adding 6. But I'm rolling to see which track this rifleman is added to. 1 to 2, 3 to 4, 5 to 6. In this case, we got a 1. So I take a rifleman and put him here. But generally speaking, except for one exception, units can't occupy the same space, so the rifleman pushes anyone who's already there forward to leave a space for themselves. Now, these little black squares on the board, there are 3 of them you can see, and then there's a 4th one up here. They represent locked gates to the post office, so the Germans are going to try to blow them up. What that means in game terms is the second a rifleman gets next to one of them, I take the grenade bundle card matching the number of the barrier, and I shuffle it into my attack 1 deck. Now, until that card is drawn, the Germans can't get past that gate, but this is the one case where they can pile up. So I could have like 3 or 4 or 5 people waiting, and they would just all storm in the second that the gate is blown. Submachine gunner, this is the exact same as the rifleman card, except that they have a higher attack value. And lovely, I rolled a 2, so that rifleman's going to stack on top of the other one, and the SMG is there. Okay, now I got a machine gunner. This is one of these support units. It's a little different. They'll have one of 4 letters for machine gunners, A through D. And then you'll disrupt with them. Let's see what that means. So first I find the A spot on the board, and I put the A heavy machine gun in that space. If he was already there and I drew an A card again, I would instead make him in place, which makes him harder to defeat, hit harder, does really bad stuff. Now he gets to try to suppress us with machine gun fire with 1 attack, and I look at the colors for his square, light blue and orange. Now the post office is divided into 3 floors. We've got upper ground, and you can't see the basement. And you'll see that the 2 colors he's targeting, light blue and orange, one's on the upper floors and one's on the ground floor. But support units always want to attack the upper floor first if possible. So if nobody was here, he would target orange, but right now he's going to shoot at blue. So first I'm going to roll a die to see which blue space he targets. I got a 3, and then I'm going to roll his attack value in d6s. It was 1, and if he equals or exceeds with at least 1 die the current shield value, which is 5, this guy will get suppressed. And he does not, so nothing happens except for him being in the space and waiting to get emplaced and stronger. Third card, same thing, but a B machine gunner, though he's targeting the same area. So it's still going to be light blue, and I can speed this up, roll both dice at the same time, so it's a miss, although he would have shot at the same guy. My fifth and final card for the first German turn is a leader card. A few differences for them. You'll see it tells me exactly where to place them, which track, and also that the card is removed from the game. But in terms of placement, they're just like other units. He's going to push the rifleman forward, which will get the grenade 2 shuffled in, and then he takes the empty spot. And that's it for the first German turn. Since we resolved 5 cards, we take the leader away, the rest go to the discard pile. And basically to survive attack 1 and get a bit of rest, we have to go through the entire deck. But when the deck runs out, the attack won't stop if they have Germans actually inside of the building, and if they have at least 1 leader left to push the attack. So if you can take out all their leaders or keep them completely out of the building, then you'll get to go on, but otherwise you shuffle the whole deck back and go through it again until you can get rid of everybody in the building and get rid of the leaders. And that's why it matters if the leader card is removed from the game, because once you kill them, they ain't coming back to lead anybody. And then we get to the defender turn, and oh my gosh, there's a lot of guys. Let's zoom in and explain this a bit. So looking at just the basement, you'll see we have defenders in every room. We've got 6 or fewer on each side, so like 5 in orange, 6 in light. And each of these little square rooms can hold up to 2 defender units. So like if this guy went in here, that's fine, but this guy could not then fit. There are also larger rectangular rooms that can hold 3 units, but we don't have any of those in the basement. Each unit has an attack value in the upper right. That's how many dice they roll to attack or how many suppression tokens they put down. Some units also have a morale value in the middle, usually pointing down, which means if they get killed, it demoralizes all the defenders. And why does that matter? If morale goes down below 1, we immediately lose. And then finally, some of the defenders have letters. So this person is a commander, which means he can help other troops recover faster. I is inspiration, which means that they help other people on their floor attack better. Gorski here has +1 S. That means he suppresses better with machine gun fire. L means they're a logistics expert, so they can transport stuff better. And finally, historically, there were some non-combat defenders in the post office, like this little girl who tragically was killed in the fighting. So they have the little N keyword, and you'll see have no attack value. They cannot help with that kind of stuff. So on my turn, I get 4 moves, or up to 4 moves, and then up to 4 actions. When I move somebody, I just put the little arrow on them. They can move from their floor to any other room on their floor. Or if they're in an interior space, they can switch up to a different floor. And you leave the movement token on them because they can't take an action for the rest of the turn, although they will be fresh to act the next turn. When somebody moves, they can carry up to 2 equipment tokens with them. You've got grenades to blow up the Germans in the stairwells. You've got ammo to fire the machine guns to help suppress Germans. Regular rifles to give the defenders longer range to shoot Germans. And finally, you have one of these on each floor. This is a machine gun that can lay down suppressing fire. You can also use a movement to just have somebody bring something to any room on their floor, but they don't have to move in that case. After you've done all your movement, you can do actions. The main one is to attack. You put the token on the person, and you flip them to their grayed out exhausted side. And that's very important, because at the end of the turn, you're going to take this away, but they can't do anything or move until they are unexhausted, until they recover. And that will be an action in a separate turn just to flip them as your entire action. And yeah, the only actions are attacking with their attack value, suppressing, but only if they have one of the special machine guns, and only if they have at least 1 ammo token to discard. Recovering, as I already showed you. And the 4th action, only available to our 2 leaders who start in the interior of the basement, is the command action. Basically, you flip them to let 3 other people on their floor recover. And when I say their floor, I should be specific. It has to be the same color background. So if they're in this space, which is both dark blue and gray, then they can let anybody in dark blue or anybody in gray recover. And the key thing here is line of sight. All these colors match up with the colors on the German board. So take, for example, this defender on an orange and gray space. He has line of sight and could shoot these heavy machine guns with their orange partial border. And he could also shoot some of these Germans if they were on the ground floor or the basement entry space there. And eventually Germans will enter the building, and then you can basically shoot any German on your floor. Alright, there's more to it, but let's actually play this thing. So who do I want to move? There's a few things to think about here. The floor with the best vantage point throughout the entire battle is the upper floor, but it's also the one with the weakest defense value and that gets hammered the most by artillery. But right now, all my units with bonuses, my inspirational units, my leaders, are not on the upper floor, so I could spend some energy moving them up there. I've also got defenders in danger on these 2 entrance spaces, because those are the exact spots the Germans will break in and immediately kill anybody there if I leave them there, so I might want to move them off. And I have this room back here filled with the non-combat units. If I can move them out to make room for some actual defenders to go in, that's a nice defensive spot. So lots of stuff to do. First, I'm going to move my best inspirational guy up here. I'm going to move one of my leaders up here. I'm going to move one of my non-combat units, our little girl, to somewhere safer. Let's say over here in this bedroom. And then I'm going to protect one of my guys on a vulnerable entrance. We'll move him out to the space she left open. In terms of attacking, I'd really love to get some light blue attacks because this place is going to be overrun the second the grenade shows up. And then I'd like to potentially take out both these heavy machine guns because they will get way stronger if I leave them there to draw their second card. Here I'm not as worried because we have a while, though I do want to kill that leader, and this space hasn't even had any movement at all, so I don't have to worry about that yet. So I'm looking at light blue to shoot the riflemen, and then orange can try to take out the heavy machine gunners. I can also think about any of my 3 guys with machine guns, putting down some suppressing fire. I'll show how that works once I do it. But first, let's have just this regular guy with 2 attack shoot at one of the riflemen. Or actually, you can shoot at the submachine gunners. And it's important to note that nobody on the upper floor can shoot at anybody outside of their floor unless they have a gun. So you'll notice, like, all my rifles are up here to start. Whereas on the ground floor in the basement, they can shoot at anybody except for support units, like heavy machine guns. Then they need a gun. So yeah, I'm going to have this guy shoot at the submachine gunner at the back, who also has 4 defense, just like the rifleman, because he's more dangerous if he gets into the building. So I just need one of my 2 dice. He had a 2 attack value to be a 4 or more. Boom, got him. He's taken off, back to the supply. With that guy gone, things don't seem as dire, so maybe I can get some shots on those machine guns. Although I just realized I moved my best shooter besides my suppression guy out of the entrance. Well, that's okay. We can have another light blue guy shoot at... Let's go for a heavy machine gun this time. He'll shoot at letter A, who currently also only has 4 defense until he becomes emplaced. Got him. I forgot, I also have a basement guy who can see the other heavy machine gunner. Let's have him try, even though it's not using his suppression power. Need 4 again. Ah, darn it. And then our last friend here, I am going to have suppress. So he needs to have the machine gun with the +2S, and he needs to discard an ammo permanently. And he's then going to put down suppression tokens equal to his attack value, 2. He has a bonus of +1, so 3. And then you always get +2 from the machine gun, so 5. And all of them go to a single space that he has line of sight to, light blue or white. Which you'll see is basically the entire board we have in play right now. So I think he's going to put all 5 in the space we just cleared up to try to keep this shortest track in check. And that's it. I take away all the movement and action tokens, and I go to another 5 cards, and that's how the entire game goes. So, German round 2, got Machine Gunner D, and he is all the way up in red and dark blue here. So he's going to target one of my red defenders. And, oh, he actually did get a hit on number 2. So this guy gets a disrupted token. If he gets another one, then he will be killed. But otherwise, it'll just go away at the end of the attack, so I'm probably safe ignoring it for now. Next is submachine gunner. And I roll a 3, so he's pushing the leader on top of the rifleman and going right there. We've got our first grenade bundle, number 1. And this is taken out of the game. So first we put a cube to mark it's been breached. And then we resolve movement if we have too many guys here. So this rifleman will clear out. He's only 1 away from entering. Thank God we got some suppression. Another submachine gunner. And he is coming in here. So whenever somebody enters a space with suppression tokens, you decide how many to discard. And that's how many free attack dice you get to roll against them. But here's the key thing. If you don't defeat the unit, all the rest go away because they can't coexist with an enemy unit. So this guy's only got a 4 defense, but I would hate for all these to go away. So I'm going to discard 3 of my 5. Okay, we're good. He's not getting placed. And lastly, a rifleman. Please not a 1 or 2. Okay. So we'll spend both of our remaining tokens. Oh my gosh, a lot of 6s. He is gone too. So we're still somewhat safe, but man, I'd like to clear out some of that track since 2 is not even vulnerable yet. And it's back to the defenders. So first, let's go ahead and move my inspirational guy. Right now, light blue and white are my most important colors, so I'll put him in here. Now, he won't inspire for +1 attack die until he's done moving, so next turn, but then I'll start helping my units. I think I also want to get some of my better attackers on the correct side, so let's move this guy down, and he'll bring his gun so we can bring it somewhere else later. Speaking of, let's take this guy. There's basically no one going to be on dark blue in this entire fight. We'll put him in orange and gray. No one's near the basement entrance, so I don't have to worry about that guy yet. But let's keep moving our leader up to the top floor where he should be able to help out a lot. Now, in terms of actions this turn, I want to hit the remaining machine gunner and then shoot orange and light blue, I think. I'd love to actually take out the leader, too. Maybe I'll go for that. Although for the leader, it might be better to wait until I have some inspirational units in the right spots. I do have a good attacker here, but he cannot reach the heavy machine gun without a rifle. Maybe next turn I'll move him in with that guy. Let's go ahead and have this guy attack first. He'll go for the heavy machine gun with 2 dice. Got him. And literally nobody can shoot who has any good chance in light blue. But actually, this guy in the entrance, he can shoot the rifleman who's about to come in the ground floor, although that'll make him much more in danger if they burst through the other side. There we go. Yes. And just to show you who I meant, the only guy who still had orange line of sight. And don't forget, he didn't need a gun on the ground floor basement because he wasn't shooting at a support unit, he was shooting at a regular guy. Let's see, for my last 2 actions, I think I'll actually go ahead and recover my 2 strongest attackers that have already gone. Maybe not this guy. Let's get another light blue guy back since they're about to be inspired. All right, we hit the Germans pretty hard, but I'm sure they're going to bounce back. I hope they send some people to the 5-6 side. Oh, speaking of, they got their second of 3 leaders who go specifically on 5-6. So he's going to push the rifleman forward. Then they got another rifleman. On, of course, 1-2. Third card's a rifleman. On, okay, 3, a little better. Oh, well, actually, is it? We've covered up the leader, so I can't shoot at him. And yeah, once this gate bursts, they're going to be right on my doorstep. Fourth card's another rifle. Now I'm just hoping for a heavy machine gun. 3, darn it. And fifth card is... Oh, no, I forgot about the D machine gunner. Now he's emplaced. So he gets his new nastier side. The first time I hit him now, he'll just take this token away. I have to hit him twice to actually remove him. He's attacking one of my red units with 3 dice. Oh, and wow, he actually didn't exceed 5 or equal or exceed with any of them. Great. So yeah, I gotta hammer this spot and hammer it hard because otherwise they will be right inside. Alright, so for my movement, I think I'll go to move my leader. I can't go where the machine gunner is, but he can fit in here. And he could bring up to 2 tokens with him, but there's not much point since only the machine gunner can use them. You know, I would like to get a gun down to the other floors. I want to have this guy spend an action just to move a gun over to here. This guy is logistics, so we can carry up to 4 items. So we can bring, I guess, an ammo, a gun, and a grenade down here. We need more on the ground floor anyway. And this guy can send the gun, right to here where we can shoot with it. Cool. All right, now in terms of actions this turn, we got to hammer this spot as much as we can. And maybe still take out one of them too, and then maybe spend some time taking out that machine gun, but we might just have to leave it. Now with my inspiring guy here, we can have this guy attack with 3 dice. He'll attack the rifleman on top of my little death stack over there. What? Oh man, that was rough. We can have this guy also do 3 dice. Same attack. Different result. Good. And I guess this guy will do the same thing, attacking the submachine gunner revealed. There we go. So much safer now. We're just down to the leader and the rifleman again, so they will not be reaching the door yet. I don't think my chances are great, even though it might be a terrible idea. I'm going to go ahead and unexhaust this guy in the entrance so I can move him out before they burst in and kill him automatically, maybe. All right, we've got 3 German turns left, 15 cards. Let's see how it goes. Another rifleman. On 1. Uh-oh. Rifleman. On 1. So 1 is breaching. I'll show you what that means. First, I check the entrance he came in. If anybody's here, they're immediately killed. Then he goes over and he's basically stalking the interior, so he doesn't hurt anybody else yet. But at the end of my turn, if he's still there, he's going to automatically kill as many defenders as his attack value. And if I just let him stay around too long, he'll switch floors and attack even more people. Fourth card is my C machine gunner. He's going to target white and gray, which are my high impact spaces on the side of the building. Definitely want to take him out. For now, he's targeting one of these 2. Come on, come on. Okay, he did not penetrate, so he could not attack them. And he would have disrupted both of them if he had hit. Oh no, a 1-2 punch. I guess he gets another chance, this time with 3 dice. Oh, this could be bad. Oh, he did not get a 5. Oh, thank you. And finally, a submachine gunner. Probably going to roll a 1. Yep, 1-2. There we go. So going into the defender phase, we've got 2 riflemen on the ground floor. And don't forget, if there are any leaders left when I exhaust the deck and people in the building, like I have 2 right now, then I can't end attack 1. They'll keep on fighting. All right, so get into movement first. Let's get our vulnerable basement guy over here to where there's a gun. So this other good fighter fill the other space here, I think. This guy I want to get up to a different floor. Might as well move this guy out of the last vulnerable entrance. I guess he can go in the stairwell in case more Germans show up. All right, now for actions, I can throw a grenade. That'll take it away entirely. But because these guys are in the interior space with the riflemen, they get a +2 attack. So I get to roll 3 dice against each person in here. Although if I fail to kill one of them, I can kill myself instead. So I'm thinking I'll have one of these logistics guys use a grenade. I only have 4 for the entire game, though, so that is not great for my long-term strategy. And because I have the inspiring guy here, I get +1, so I'm actually going to get 4 against each of them. First, gone, and second, beautiful. So the post office is clear again, although it could get just as bad any moment. Let's see. Let's get some shooting going on. First, let's have my commander unexhaust 3 people. So we'll do 1, 2, 3. Then we'll have one of these basic 1 guys attack one of the units because he's up to a 2 with the inspiring person. By the way, I'm not marking the people that I commanded to recover, but in the actual game there'll be tokens for them, so they couldn't act this turn. That's my 2 dice. We'll shoot out the submachine gunner. And I missed. Oh, man, I'm in a bad way. I can have this guy attack the guy at the front who's in orange. Please, please, please. Okay, good. All right, only 10 more cards, but there are a lot of people left. Submachine gunner, please roll a 5 or a 6. No. Okay, well, at least they're still stuck on the fence. Oh, no, our 3rd leader on 1, too. All right, they're not in yet, though. Another rifleman. Okay, 3. Is that better? I don't know. Submachine gunner, roll a 6 for once in your life. No! So that's another rifleman in the building. And our last one, grenade bundle 2. So this gate falls. We go boom, boom, boom. And yes, they will be in the basement as well. A submachine gunner this time. So good thing I got that guy out of the way to avoid the instant kill. All right. Isn't this exciting? Lord. Can you take out both of these guys? I don't know if I can take out the leaders. I think maybe I just focus on killing them as they get into the building and then maybe shooting the machine guns. Because here's the big thing I haven't said yet. If you survive the attack, all of the regular units gone. The leaders gone. They just leave to attack another day. But the support units all stay. So if I don't take out these machine guns, they'll be doubly dangerous later on in the battle. On the positive side for us, if we survive the attack, everyone who's exhausted becomes unexhausted, and everyone who's disrupted with a token on them loses it. Let's see, I can get my non-competents out of the better rooms. I can just stack them all in here, although that might be a terrible idea. I realize now I did bring too much stuff. I have no one to send ammo up there, so let's go ahead and bring him up with an ammo, I guess. Maybe I move this guy out of the way so that I can get the leader in later. I'm not sure. Okay, so we gotta take these people out. Let's have him attack first. He'll be a 3 from the leader. Let's see, 1, 4. Come on. Yes. Anybody on this floor shoot, although this guy will be inspired, so that's another 3 attack. Got him 2. Let's see, orange can see the people right at my front. Let's have this guy attack for 2. He'll shoot at the submachine gunner, I guess. Got him. All right, now if we can take out this guy, we have a chance here. Oh, wait, I can bring my light blues into play, and they've got +1 from inspiration. So yeah, let's have this guy gun one of them down, hopefully. 3 dice, come on, beauty. See, I didn't say who, but I guess this guy. Although, if I'd known I'd roll a 5, I would have attacked the leader. All right, here come our final attack cards, and then we have until the end of the turn to clear them out before we reshuffle or move on. Okay, machine gunner B, that's not too scary. He's going to attack light blue. He needs a 5 to even hit, though, so no dice. Okay, submachine gunner. If I can just roll a 5 or 6, because they haven't even reached the fence yet. What the heck? No! I think that die is cursed. They're not in yet, though. Come on. Oh, machine gunner A. I didn't realize I had so many machine guns left. This is nice. Okay, also attacking light blue. Also not good enough. All right, so last card. It is a rifleman. If I can roll a 3 through 6, then I'll be totally safe. Come on, come on, come on. What? Oh, man, I can't believe this. Oh, man, and he's pushing the leader in. That's just extra annoying because he has 5 defense, and if I cannot defeat him, then I literally cannot move on, and I'll have to fight some more. Now, hopefully I'll get a lucky shot on him, and then I can spend the rest of my efforts trying to take out the machine gunners that'll push forward into the next wave. So my strongest guy to shoot at him is this guy for now with a 2. Need a 5 or a 6. Come on. No! Okay. I've just got a lot of 1s, man. Could have him use another grenade, but that's ridiculous. Well, if I miss a lot, it won't be ridiculous. Hey, non-combat guys with 1 attack. See what you can do. 5 or 6 would be awesome. No! These dice don't know what 5 or 6 means. Come on, buddy. No! Okay, okay. If I don't... Oh, my gosh. Am I really going to use my second grenade? But if I miss, I get 5 more cards reshuffled of horribleness. Okay, fine. So we'll throw a grenade. 3 dice. Okay. Oh, jeez. I got him. So I check, is there anyone in the building? No. So even though the leaders are still in play, attack 1 ends. So that means everyone exhausted unexhausts. Everyone disrupted is good to go again. And I get to clear away all of these nasty people. But, Unfortunately, all of the machine guns I left, every single spot is filled. Oh, what a bummer. So I haven't actually lost any defenders yet, but man, I've lost all the momentum. I'm going to stop there just to keep the video short and snappy, although I don't love my chances here. And just to show you some of the fun coming, for Attack 2, they switch all their attention to this upper part of the board, which means all my people in the blue section can't see anybody. They have to run to the other side of the building. They get these lovely tanks moving along with them, giving all the units on them 6 defense. What? They put down infantry guns that blast the walls of the building, making the defense worse. And as if that isn't bad enough, they have a howitzer that attacks every floor on the board. Wow. But there you go. Hope you enjoyed that little taste of soldiers in Postmen uniform, and sorry, Polish Defenders, I definitely let you down. If you'd like to see my review of the Kickstarter and how I feel about the game after a whole bunch of plays, click the link that just popped up. Good gaming, and I'll see you at the next stop.